YouTube and I'm Ashwin here. Today is my first tutorial. Okay, so this tutorial is about a very popular programming language which is Python. So, why you should learn programming? Programming solves problems. Okay, so let's say you're going and then oh my god I'm so thirsty. The solution to this problem is water, right? You can just get water from any nearby store or whatever, and then you can just drink it and quench your thirst. Yeah, the solution to the problem lies in your hands, right? That's the same thing with coding. Okay, so the programming language which I'm going to teach you is Python. But why Python? Python is actually a multi-purpose language because it can be used in web development, software development, and many other stuff. And and it is one of the easiest languages. It has really easy syntax compared to other programming languages like Java, C++. They are a little bit hard, but okay. So, but you should learn this programming language if you are going to other things. Okay. So don't worry if you don't have any prior programming experience. I'll be starting from scratch so that you will go with me. So you'll be from zero to hero in this whole playlist. Okay. So let's get started. So you can code with Python by five ways. So you can just go to repl.it and just open some Python file, or you can go code with Sublime, which is right here, or you can code with PyCharm, which is right here, and or you can code with Visual Studio, or you can just code with let me just go there. So you see there is one thing called IDLE. So IDLE, you can also code with IDLE, but don't code with this. You see where my cursor is pointing, right? Don't code with this, okay? Because it will mess up your code a little bit. So first download Python, okay? The link is down in the description below. You can download Python. After downloading it, you can choose your IDE. You can choose the IDLE, which is provided by Python, or you can just download from external IDE like PyCharm and Sublime. So let's get started. So first I will open my Sublime because PyCharm will take a long time to load, Yeah, so I'll just open this for backup, okay? Yeah. So, okay, so let's say you want to display something in the screen. You want to display hello in the screen. For that, you have to just say print, just print parentheses and in single or double quotes hello. Here, so I have where you have to type the message you want to display. Okay, so if you're using Sublime, you have to save the file first and then run it. But since I saved this file already, you can see it right here. I'm gonna just run it. Okay, Control. So the shortcut for running it is Control V, and you can see hello. It printed hello there. So congratulations, this is your first Python code, and this is just the building blocks. Okay, so let's see for PyCharm as discovered now. Okay, so it will just take a long time, and when it finishes, let's just go with PyCharm because PyCharm is actually the most popular IDE in the market. But you can also use Sublime if you think PyCharm is too heavy or something. But PyCharm can identify errors really quickly, whereas Sublime cannot. So since after we got this, now I'm going to teach you about variables. So what is variables? Variables is just a container of a value. So let's say my phone number. Okay, so here's how you define a variable. So first you type the variable name. In this case, the variable name is phone number, equal sign, and then the value. It can be a string. String just means your word, my word, or anything. But you cannot your name. If you just want to store your name, you can't just put it like that. You can't just put it like that. You have to put it in double quotes. So I'll just show you what will happen if we did this. And then at the last you'll say print. So print, right, what it will do? Print will just print the phone number. print the number. Okay, so let's put in quotes, phone number, enter, and then now if you just run this, Control B, or you can see you have an error. So name error, name Ashwin is not defined. So Python does not know what is this. Python does not know what my Ashwin that name is. Okay. So what you have to do, you have to put it in quotes. Okay. So you can just put it in quotes and type Ashwin. Okay. You can type any name of your choice. You can type it whatever. Okay. So when I say Control B, boom, what? We got phone number. We are supposed to get Ashwin, not the phone number. So Python says like, hey, if you put it in quotes, it is a word. It is a string, not a variable. That's what Python says. So how to convert this phone number string to a variable? Very simple. Remove the quotes. That's it. And remove the quotes, and then Python will think this is a variable. Okay, so when you say Control V, boom, you got Ashwin. So you can store any type of values. I don't care. I'll just even store integer, which is normally just a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then when I just say run, Control V, and boom, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now you've got onto variables. Let's just talk about different creative types of ways you can print. Okay, so I'll just clean this up. Yeah, so instead of this phone number, okay, so let's say Python just takes one word per string. Okay, so you have to type only one word. You can't type more than one word. That's terrible, right? But just imagine if it happens, right? So if you want to add two strings, you want to just zip all of these two strings together. You have to say the first string, comma, second string, and it just goes like that. You can specify as much commas as you want. There's no limit. But for now, let's just specify two. And when we say Control B, boom, you got word and second, but it didn't get that comma. So Python will just identify this as two different strings, and then when we say the comma, Python will say, okay, so these both are the same string. I'll make it into the same string for you. That's what Python says. Okay, let's just check it. And boom, we got PyCharm ready again. So now let's move on to the next concept. The next concept we have is lists. So lists is something like variables, but it can store more values. It can store more than one value. So let's just define a list. So see, if we can't just type list to define a list, okay? Because list is actually a function. I'll just explain it to you later, okay? So you have to use some other name. You should not use a list to ever define a list, okay? So you can just use numbers and then equals, the equal sign is something like variables, but the only difference here, you have to add the square bracket. The square bracket tells Python that it is a string, okay? So in this, let me just specify some values. I'll just say 1, 12, 34, 56, 78, and 19. And when I say print numbers, when I say print numbers, and when I run this, for PyCharm, you have that run button right there. Okay, so it's hanging, guys. So when I say run, okay, you can see that you got the output right there. It's 12, 34, 56, 78, and 90. But you can do some creative things with strings. I mean lists. You can just let's say you only want to print 12. I don't want to print the rest of the values. For that, you have to specify a square bracket, and I'm not a curly bracket, sorry, a square bracket. And now I'm going to tell you the concept of index number. So you see, when you're in like some place, they'll just give you some index number, right? It'll say you are 1, you are 2, you are 3, something like that. That's the same thing with programming, but the only difference is that in real life, the sequence starts from 1, and in computers, it starts from 0. So 12 is 0, index number 0, 34 is index number 1, 56 is index number 2, and 3, and 4, and so on. So I only want to print 12, right? So here you have to type the index number you want to print. So I just want to print 0, that's it, okay? So when I just run this, you only got 12. So that's how to print one value in a list. Let's see some operations you can do with a list. So what you can do is let's just say numbers. When we say that dot, we get see how much stuff we get. We get append, remove, reverse, insert, count, index, pop, clear, copy, extend, etc., etc. So for now, you'll just be focusing on the main functions. So let's just say append. So what this append will do, it will add some value to that string, okay? So I mean that list. So let's say you want to add 98 to that list. And then after that, don't forget to print it, okay? Or else you will get a blank output. So let's just say print, and then let's just print the whole list so we don't need to include the square bracket. Okay, so when I run this, boom! You got 12, 34, 56, 78, 90, and 98. So Python just like adds it to the back. Always it adds it to the back. I don't know why. So now let's look at another operation. So let's see. Now we will go to remove. So remove, of course, it will remove something, right? So there is no 98 in the list for now. So let me just remove this and I'll say 12. And when I run this, 12 is gone. There's only 34, 56, 78, and 90. Okay? So here's another operation. Numbers dot. And then here you have remove, reverse. So what this reverse will do, it will reverse the whole list. It will just jumble it up, okay? So when I run this, boom. See, the whole list is jumbled up. So 90 it has the index number of 0, 78, 1, 56, 2, 34, 3, 12, 4. So yeah, before I continue, I just say this course is dedicated for everybody, even the small school children. Anyone can do this course, and my explanations are easy to understand. Also, I speak by example. I know how it feels like. It is so hard to learn during online videos. So that's why I made this explanation easy and simple. Okay. So now I'll just go on with it. Okay. And I'll say numbers dot, and then you have many functions. So now I'll tell you about the clear function. Clear will just clear the whole list. Sorry, clear, and then in that you don't have to pass anything, and then I'll just add a number so that we can see that there is the list has been cleared. So I'll just say append, and then in that I'll just add a value, just 100. And when we run this, there's only 100 because clear just clears the whole list, and then append just adds a new value to the list. Okay. So that's the list topic. Okay, so the lists are very easy. Okay, so programming is also easy. So now let's move on to the next topic. The next topic we have is tuples. So what does tuples mean? Tuples are basically like, let's say you don't want to change the value at all. It should be same. That's when tuples comes into picture. So let's just say pause something. Yeah. For lists, you have to specify square brackets. For tuples, you have to specify round brackets. And then inside, you have to just write your values, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. And then when I just say print code, and when I say run, you see there's a tuple right there. So here are some operations with the tuple. Okay, so now let's move on to the next thing, which is sets. So what are sets? Sets are like, let's say you want to so you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? What if you want the value to change the index number to change every time? You want to always have 4, 5, 6 in the first, 7, 8, 9 in the second, and 1, 2, 3 in the third, like that. So that's when sets come into picture. I'll just say limp is equal to so for sets here it specifies square brackets, okay? So in that specify your values. So I'll just say um I'll just say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So now let's check if there is any beginner function. Oh yeah, beginner function. Lens dot clear. Okay, that's nice. Okay, so when we say clear, of course it will clear the whole list. So let's see if there's append here. Oh, so there's add instead of append. That's nice. And then here you have to, let's say you want to add 9870. Okay, so after that I'll just print the top, sorry, print, and then I'll just print it last. Okay, so I'll just print limits. Okay, so now if you just run this, you can see that there's only 9870 because we have cleared the whole list and we have added 9870. So there are many other functions too. So like here's another function. Okay, so we have remove, and I'll just remove another thing because 9870 is not in the set. Okay, so I'll just remove 1, 2, 3, and now when I print it, oh, key error. Oh, I guess this needs keys, which is an advanced concept. So let's just say limits dot. Then we have pop. Okay, so pop actually comes for, you know, pop actually comes for lists also. So what pop will do, it will just take one value from it. So it's just one key. Okay, so I guess this does not need that argument. Oh, so you cleared it. Ah, I forgot it, guys. Yeah, sometimes during coding, if you do one thing wrong, that's it. Okay, so that's kind of hard, right? Yeah. So pop just removes the middle value. Okay, so it will just remove the middle value, and then you get the rest of the values. So let's just say another function. So you have one function which is called len. So what is len means? It is just to get the length of the tuple, set, or whatever. Okay. So it can be for anything. It can be for tuples, sets, or lists. Okay. So print len. So now if you just say run, see, it says that there are only 3 elements in that set, right? So now here's another function which is min. Okay, so what min is, it will just define the smallest value in it. So the smallest value is 1 to 3, of course. So let's say you want to find the biggest value. It's totally simple, max. That's it. And when I just run this, 789. So here are some more functions you can try. So that's it for today's video. Tomorrow is going to be an even better video where I'll be speaking about dictionaries and more amazing topics. So thank you everybody. Subscribe the channel to see more programming, knowledge, and more content. Bye!